Well, just when you thought you've seen it all, like we said, it's just another day, just another 250 score. If you want to be a bowler, and if you are a bowler right now, go and hide, get a new profession, become a batsman, become a fielder, or become a wicket keeper, become an umpire, or do anything, but don't become a bowler. Because tonight, records were broken. And what a match we witnessed today between Punjab Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders. They chased down there a big total of 262, the Punjab Kings, and in the end, doing it with 8 balls to spare. I can't believe what I'm saying, but we'll discuss all that in our podcast. Before going ahead, requesting all our viewers, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and do let us know in the comments section what you thought about this insane match that happened today. A world record chase there by the Punjab Kings. First time in the history that a score of 260 plus has been chased down successfully. But let's get straight into it then. Sheldon, I can't believe I'm saying this, but at the halfway stage, I thought Kolkata had this game. KKR had this game. But you know what they say never. Johnny Bairstow and the Punjab Kings had other plans.
What a crazy, crazy game. What a crazy past couple of weeks it's almost been. I mean, you'd think you've seen it all. You think when Hyderabad break the record a couple of times, you've seen it all. But today felt even more crazy because, okay, teams can start off well. Like Punjab, the way they started, you were like, okay, teams have started like this before, but they eventually collapse or they eventually slow down when they're chasing such a big score. We saw Delhi, for example, when they played Hyderabad. They started off similar, but then they
Yeah.
faded away. But Punjab kept going. Honestly, the best Punjab batting was in the last 5 overs, which was insane to say because some clean hitting there. I mean, honestly, Punjab, if they were batting first and they were batting the same way, would have made 300 easily. I can't believe I'm saying that. But the only thing that stopped them making 300 was that they were chasing 260 odd. That's the only thing that stopped them because they were just smoking around. And yeah, I don't know what else to say except from like Punjab. That was some crazy, crazy hitting.
Absolutely, there, Sheldon. I mean, we are lost for words because I mean, I
Yeah,
can't believe what I was seeing then, and I'm sure you also, Sheldon. The same thing. But
yeah.
let's rewind a bit there, and let our viewers know the Kolkata Knight Riders, they were asked to bat, and as they were going, you felt that this is such a bad decision that Punjab has made. Turned out it was good in the end there, but KKR played absolutely well, Sheldon. I mean, you can't do anything much, right? What can you do? Like you've scored 261. And in the end, there, Phil Salt, a brilliant, brilliant knock there. Sunil Narayan, once again, both of them teed off right from the word go. Shreyas Iyer played a good hand there. And in the end, they reached 261. And you thought that the Punjab bowlers were just done and dusted. They were buried. But in the end, Johnny Bairstow comes out and says, guys, it's not over. I'm still here, right? But Phil Salt, Sheldon, and KKR, what a way, to get off the mark there, and just I want to know your opinion, Sheldon, and your insight into this. Like at the halfway stage, what did you think? Was it enough on the board, or I can't believe I'm going to say this, or did you think that KKR were under par?
They'll honestly, at the halfway stage, being completely honest, I thought it was game over. Yes, I
Yeah,
know we've seen teams go hard at it, but Punjab, honestly, coming to this game were looking pretty ordinary in comparison to some other
yeah,
teams. That I never would have thought Punjab could score 260. Bairstow was out of form. Most of the batters were out of form. Russo was out of form. Prabh was looking good, but not a big score in him.
yeah,
The only two batsmen who looked in any sort of form for them was Shashank and Ashutosh, who've been,
yeah.
I think, their two best players. But today you saw Punjab come out, Dill, and they were playing crazy. But just before we get to Punjab, I think Salt and Ryan are just outstanding, Dill. The way they bat is just
Yeah.
insane. There's no tomorrow for them. They're gonna swing and they're gonna swing hard. And Dill, actually, I just have one interesting question to ask you. There's some brilliant opening partnerships in this IPL. Salt and Ryan, Head and Abhishek, or Butler and Jaiswal, if you had to pick one out of those three
Out of
to
those
open for you.
three, Out of those three, I would go with Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. I think they're really
Yeah.
exciting. Both of them, both lefties out there. And they just play like so quick. Do you think that Salt and Narayan play quick? And when you think like Jaiswal and Butler play quick, Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma just take it to another level altogether there. So that's why I would pick them. But Sheldon, I don't know. I think this, we need to discuss about this year's IPL, the number of 250 plus scores that we've got, I think is way too much, Sheldon. Do you think it's just that, batsmen are just reinventing the game there? Or do you think that, pitches are just flat AF?
Or I mean, it's a mix of both. I think the pitches this year in the IPL have been much flatter than usual. I think Eden Gardens, yes, has been flat, but not this flat.
Yeah,
Like there's something in it for the bowlers usually. Wankhede has been as flat as I've seen it in years. Even the Chipok, which is usually spinner's paradise, even that has been reasonably flat this year. And of
yeah.
course, as you know, Chinnaswamy is always flat. Hyderabad's also been flat at times this year. So it just feels like most of the teams have been focused on making flat pitch. Maybe the BCCI said for preparation for the World Cup, we got to try to make these type of pitches. I don't know, but it has felt really flat. But that being said, Dil, it is still unbelievable to see a team making 250. I know we've seen it a lot recently, so it might not feel, but it's still pretty insane. Some of the hitting we, especially today, 46s. I think if I'm not mistaken as well,
More
Dil,
than 40.
40,
More than
more
40.
than 40. I mean, that's insane. That's almost a sixer over. Some insane hitting Dil today.
Absolutely there, Sheldon. But before getting into the batting of Johnny Best, Shashank Singh, and the Punjab Kings, there, just one last word on KKR, Sheldon. We've seen them, they lost to Sunrisers, I think, the other day, when they played. Sunrisers were all out and made that big total there. And then they played RCB, and they got around the same score, I think, and RCB fell short by 1 run. That was a lucky win for them, I should say. And then again today, Sheldon, they come out and they score 261 here and they lose this match. What do you think they need to do differently now? Do they have to change something up, KKR? Because honestly, they batted well. Sulin Narayan has been in some crazy form with both bat and ball. So he's set pretty much there. But where you think KKR are going wrong there? It's just that the due and everything like that, or what do you think they need to do differently, Sharon? Because just imagine if they had to lose that game against RCB, then it would have been three big losses in a row for them, right?
Yeah, Dylan, you look at Narayan today, 1 for 24 in 4 overs. I mean,
Master.
that's insane. But Dil, that also shows what are the rest doing. The next best bowler went at 13 runs per over after Narayan. That is insane. I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be someone else who at least manages to go at 10. Can't believe I'm saying that 10. At least try to go at 10. But there was no control. I mean, it almost came to a point where Punjab were okay just seeing off Narayan. In the
Yeah.
260 odd chase, they were okay seeing off a bowler because they were going that hard. That is insane to even say, but Narayan's world class, but it just feels like the rest of the bowlers aren't doing enough. Even Stark, I know he missed out today with injury, but
Yeah.
even he was going all over the place this year. And today Chamira came in as well and felt like Stark was still playing. The way he also got hit today, I mean, it was just insane. But yeah, I mean, they do need to. I think Chakravarti is also not at his best this year.
Yeah.
So that's not helping. Because I thought it was spinning when Ryan was bowling. It did look like
Hmm.
he was getting some
Yo,
grip on the
yeah.
surface. And they did use the impact sub for another spinner, but it just shows also sometimes quality. It doesn't matter that you're a spinner. You have to have quality because
Yeah.
they tried other spinners, but they got absolutely hammered. So yeah, issues for KKR because 3 games they've scored big scores. They only won one of the last 3 games, getting 220 plus. So yeah, they look at that and say, our bowling does need to improve.
Absolutely, there, Sharon. Completely agree. I think it's a big concern for them. Yes, you got away with one game, but that game was also so close. And here again today, all three games, last three games that they played have been so close for them, So that's something to look for them, going ahead into this and, just see. But I think everything is good for them because they're still at the same position on the table, number two there on the table. So
Yeah.
I think no major concerns, but it's just the bowling, I think, would be an issue there. But Sheldon, coming now to the run chase with Punjab Kings there, I thought the start was absolutely good. They matched KKR shot for shot, I thought. And Prab Simran, I think, Sheldon, I think credit must be given to him also because he went off the blocks like Usain Bolt there. He went off the blocks straight away. And you know what? I think that helped Johnny Bairstow also because Johnny Bairstow not been in the best of form, Sheldon, as we know. And so I thought the way he played, I thought gave some sort of confidence to Bairstow there, to go after the bowling.
Yeah, Dil, I think you're absolutely spot on. I mean, Prab Simran came out and he was absolutely smoking it. I mean, shockingly though, he was the lowest scoring opener today in an unbelievable game, but he was the quickest scoring opener. His strike rate was the quickest among the four. And honestly, that run out was very unlucky. Probably
Yeah,
Bestow's fault a bit,
yeah,
but yeah, it was very unlucky. But he actually helped Besto a lot because Besto didn't have to hit from ball one. Prab
true.
Simran did all the hitting in the first few overs. And it almost gave Besto some time to see the ball at least before he started trying to hit. So yeah, Prab Simran's innings was very important. And I think you made a good point mentioning it because it can go under the radar in this kind of game. But yeah,
Exactly.
it was very important to give Punjab that start.
Johnny Bairstow, Sheldon. What can we say about him? He's done it in the past for SRH. He and David Warner, they, used to open back in the day. Some top class shots, Sheldon. Just the pickup shots, the scoop. He brought it all out today. How important is this for Johnny Bairstow? Because now Punjab Kings kind of have a chance, I would say, to make it to the top four. But also that for Johnny Bairstow, what that does is it gets him going for the World Cup as well, right?
Yeah, Adil, I think Johnny Best will be the first to admit that the last 6 months hasn't been the best for him, starting with the World Cup, the India tour, the start of this IPL. It hasn't been good. And I think, Dil, this is where I'm of the opinion that sometimes it's good to drop a player.
Yeah.
And for example, Punjab took him out. And yes, different players react to different situations. But as we've seen with Besto, is that he's a better player when he has something to prove or when he's fired up, even when England drop him. It almost brings out a side of him that he wants to prove a point, and that's when he's most dangerous.
Yeah.
And today we saw Besto at his best. I mean, when he bats like that, he just looks world class. And I think he's one of the few batters in this Punjab side that can do that, where he just goes all out and gets a big 100 like that, especially with Dhawan out as well. They're missing that in their team. So I think that Besto knock was just a joy to watch till, and he's always one for the celebrations as well. And yeah, it was just so good to see. And I think England also announced they're naming their World Cup squad next week. So I think
What a
Besto's
time.
peaking at the right time for him to get some runs.
Absolutely there, Sheldon. But some of these records that were set in this match, absolutely insane. I can't believe this, these numbers that we're seeing this. So let's take a look at some of the records there, which we're going to think. So 262, the target that Punjab chased down. It's a highest successful chase in the history of T20 cricket, right? 42 sixes, Sheldon. 42 sixes hit, and they just better that, I think the last match, which was RCB versus Sunrisers, that was also a record breaking match there. So they've just beaten that record itself there. And then again, 523 runs scored by both KKR and Punjab Kings today. The joint second highest, only behind 549 runs scored between RCB and Sunrisers last week. Like, this is absolutely insane. I can't believe, this record was just like last week. And this record is very interesting. 7 targets of 200 plus scores have been successfully chased down by Kings, two more than any other team in the history of T20 cricket. How do you like that? 7 targets of 200 plus scores Kings have chased down successfully. Some insane stats.
No, that's just insane. I mean, there's so many stats that to dissect. I mean, the fact that you said the record was last week and now it got broken. Sometimes we'd see this game once every 2, 3 years, but we're seeing it so frequently this year in the IPL. I mean, when was the last time we didn't have a score of 200 odd, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so rare to think of it. I mean, some of the power and some of the hitting this year we're seeing is just absolutely insane, Dil.
Oh, yes, Sheldon. Some of these records are just mind-boggling. Their joint second highest score, just behind the record that was made last week. And like you said, they had 8 balls. They could have probably freaking got that score. Also, you never know. Sixes record has been broken, which was set last week there. So a lot of these records you see so often been broken. But one important question, Sheldon, on that before we wrap up, is that you see all these records being made so often, and even this, the most number of runs, and you see so many sixes being hit. Yes, I get it. It's entertainment. Where do you think it's going now, Sheldon? Where do you see it going there? Because I believe there's too much of T20s also that have been played, and if it's just going to be like this every match, I don't know. I just find it a bit odd, that every game that we go for is just going to be another 200 score, and the chasing team comes out there and just, almost gets there, or they get it done so easily.
Yeah, Dylan, you're right in that way because 220 should feel like a big score, right? 220
Yeah.
shouldn't feel like, oh, this is under par today.
I
Oh, it was
mean,
only
I'm sorry to
220.
cut you. I'm sorry to cut you, but last year 220 was a fantastic, a winning total on any
Yeah,
ground.
yeah. Not only last year, but throughout T20 history, 220 was a good score. I mean, but now you look at it and saying, oh, they just made 220. Oh, that's not enough. Yeah, that's probably 60 shot against a Hyderabad or Punjab now.
Oh, yes, Sheldon, you're spot on there, So records have been broken. I don't know what else to, say after this match there, because I was just, gobsmacked there looking at those sixes there. And Sheldon, before we go, Shashank Singh, a word on him. What a find he has been, Sheldon. Both him and Ashutosh, like we said, in some of our earlier games there, I know they've brought Kings very close, to some games. There's, I think, two games they've finished on their own also, if I'm not mistaken, there. But what a find they've been, Sheldon. And just to think of it, Punjab didn't need Liam Livingston's help today also.
Yeah, and Dil, to think also the move to send him to number 4 was excellent because usually he bats way too down. He
Yeah,
comes at 7 or 8, and he usually comes when Punjab are in desperate need of something because they're 70 for 5 or 60 for 6 or some,
yeah,
which they have been a lot this season. So, like, he always comes in too late. It was an excellent move because he's in the best form of anyone. Yes, they had Karan, they had Jitesh Sharma as well there to come. As you mentioned, Livingston as well, that they had so many options, but they went with the man who's in the best form. Right call. And Dill, how good was his smacking of the ball today? I mean, I know we saw a lot of guys smack it around today, but some real clean hitting, Dill, especially
yeah.
Harshit Patel, the way he was hitting him, like that was just insane, Dill, the way he was hitting him.
Oh yes, Shashank Singh played a blinder there. 66 of just 20 odd balls there, I think in the end, 28 if I'm not mistaken there. And absolutely, came out there towards the end and stole the limelight from Johnny Bairstow almost. Johnny was just
Yeah,
stuck on 100 for the longest time there. He was stuck on 100 and Shashank Singh was just taking all the KKR bowlers to the cleaners there. But what a game we witnessed, guys. I mean, if you didn't watch that game live, then I'm guessing you've missed one of the most historic games there, a record chase there. But hey, you never know. This record can be broken maybe tomorrow or maybe next
yeah,
week
tomorrow.
or maybe, the week after that, the way this IPL is going there. And, like I said, this IPL is so, so interesting. Every game, teams are just going up and down the table there. But Punjab Kings live to die another day there. They are still alive in this year's IPL. And stay tuned, guys, for more updates from Boundary Line Podcast. And also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. The handle's down there in the description. Leave your comments, guys, and don't forget to share the video with your friends. And thank you so much for all the support that we've been receiving. We really, really appreciate it. And do stay tuned for more from us. Bye.